Now we're going to look at a couple geometric interpretations of the cross product. One interpretation that has already been discussed is that the cross product between two vectors is going to yield a vector that is perpendicular to both A and B. In this video, we're going to look at another geometric interpretation, which is going to involve the parallelogram that's determined by the two vectors. Let's recall from a previous theorem that the magnitude of the cross product vector is also going to be equal to the magnitude of A times the magnitude of B times the sine of the angle in between the two vectors. And as a reminder, the angle in between two vectors has to always be in between 0 and pi radians. So let's look at our two vectors. We'll draw vector A so that it's coming out like this, arbitrary vector A, and vector B, let's draw it also in the first quadrant like this so that it's easy to create a parallelogram out of this situation. So creating a parallelogram from these two vectors, we want to create another side over here that's parallel to side A, and another side over here parallel to side B. And we're going to drop a perpendicular from the terminal point of B down to the floor that is my A vector, and we'll call this the height of the parallelogram. Now, from geometry, we remember that the area of a parallelogram is going to be equal to the length of our base side times the length of our height here. So our base side is going to be the magnitude of A, and our height of our parallelogram is going to be H. Essentially, we can think about taking this triangle and pasting it over here so that we actually end up with a rectangle, and we can see a little bit more clearly now that it would be the length times the width, basically the same as the area of a rectangle. So let's also look at the angle in between the vectors A and B. And the angle in between needs to be measured when they're sharing the same initial point. So we can see now that the sine of that angle in between the two vectors is going to be on this right triangle, the opposite side, which is our height, divided by the hypotenuse side, which is going to be the length of our vector B, so mag B. We can solve for our h variable to get mag B times the sine of theta, and then use this as a substitution essentially in for h in our area function. So we then have that the area of this parallelogram is going to be magnitude A, and then substitute this in for our h, and we get magnitude B times the sine of the angle theta. So this is one version of the area of the parallelogram formula, but let's also remember that a moment ago we had a theorem that says mag A, mag B sine theta, that's the same thing as the magnitude of the cross product vector. So we can also consider the area of the parallelogram to be the magnitude of the vector that results from crossing A and B. So the magnitude of our cross product vector is going to be the same as the area of the parallelogram that is determined by both vector A and vector B.